Most countries are like your grandparents, a bit outdated, set in their ways, and clinging to traditions nobody asked for. But not all nations are ancient empires. Some are just getting started, like still in their 20s, kind of new. Welcome to GeoStat, where today we count down the top 10 youngest countries in the world, based not on spirit, but on actual birth certificates. Born 1990, when mullets were still socially acceptable and Nelson Mandela was fresh out of prison. After decades of rule under South Africa, and before that, Germany Namibia finally got its own seat at the world table. And what did it bring? Sand. Lots and lots of glorious sand. The Namib Desert is one of the oldest and most Instagram-worthy deserts on the planet. And if you're into wild landscapes, dead trees, and ghost towns swallowed by dunes, Namibia is your fantasy come true. Despite its youth, Namibia has become a beacon of political stability and ecotourism in Africa. Plus, it's got cheetahs, rhinos, and a coastline that could sell real estate just by existing. In 1991, Croatia broke off from Yugoslavia and got itself a war. But fast forward to today, it's like the European prom queen. Pristine beaches, old towns that look like medieval theme parks, and prices that make Italy cry with jealousy. It joined the EU, adopted the euro, and has a tourism industry so strong, half of Europe's influencers now pretend they were born in Dubrovnik. It may be a new country, but it's an ancient land with modern vibes, the youngest old soul you'll ever meet. In 1993, Czechoslovakia looked at itself in the mirror and said, "It's not you, it's both of us." And just like that, the Czech Republic was born. No war, no fighting, just a polite, well-mannered divorce. Since then, Prague has exploded with tourism. The beer industry flourished. It helps when your national beverage is cheaper than bottled water. And the Czech economy quietly rose through the European ranks. And while they now prefer being called Czechia, most people still forget that and call them Czech Republic anyway. On the very same day, Slovakia packed its medieval castles, mountain views, and future car factories and became its own nation too. While their neighbor kept Prague, Slovakia focused on efficiency. It's now one of the fastest growing economies in Europe and a surprising hub for auto manufacturing, producing more cars per capita than Germany. And let's not forget the Tatra Mountains, folk culture, and a growing startup scene. Slovakia is like the sibling who quietly succeeds while everyone else is arguing. Eritrea's birth was less velvet, more violent. After 30 years of war with Ethiopia, yes, 30, it finally gained independence in 1993. So if you think your parents' divorce was bad, Eritrea literally fought theirs with bullets. Since then, things have been complicated. The government's been called repressive, there's no free press, and citizens are often conscripted into indefinite military service. Basically, it's not exactly a digital nomad hotspot. But despite the closed borders, the country boasts gorgeous Red Sea, coastlines, and a resilient culture. It's one of the smallest countries in the world by population, about 20,000 people, but it's punching way above its weight in ocean protection. They banned certain sunscreens to save coral reefs before your cousin even learned what coral was. Tourists come here to dive, snorkel, and pretend they're on the set of a nature documentary. Independence has looked good on Palau. They've got a chill vibe, diplomatic tact, and beaches that could humble the Maldives. Also known as East Timor, Timor-Leste said goodbye to Indonesian occupation in 2002 after years of guerrilla warfare and international pressure. It's one of the few predominantly Catholic countries in Asia, uses Portuguese as an official language, and rocks a surprisingly powerful resistance history. Today, it's working hard to reduce poverty, build roads, and attract tourism. It's not flashy, but it's fierce. Timor-Leste is like that quiet friend who's seen some stuff but is still standing and ready to grow. Kosovo declared independence from Serbia in 2008, and while over 100 countries recognize it, Serbia does not. Neither does Russia, China, or the United Nations. So it's kind of like Kosovo showed up to a party without an invite, and half the room's still debating whether to let in. But facts are facts. It has its own government, military, anthem, currency, the whole national starter pack. Kosovo's young population, growing tech industry, and vibrant culture make it one of Europe's most underrated up-and-comers. Even if not everyone's updated their maps yet. South Sudan holds the official title of youngest internationally recognized country on Earth. Born in 2011, after an almost unimaginable 2 civil wars and a referendum that passed with 98.8% of the vote. That's more unity than most group chats. It's rich in oil and cultural diversity, but it's also faced massive challenges: poverty, internal conflict, and lack of basic infrastructure. Still, there's hope. With peace, investment, and stability, South Sudan could become one of Africa's most inspiring comeback stories. Okay, so Bougainville isn't officially a country yet, but it's got plans. After a 2019 referendum where 98% voted to break away from Papua New Guinea, Bougainville is on the fast track to becoming the next brand new country, possibly by 2027. It has its own government, flag, and serious post-colonial ambitions. Think of Bougainville as the next big name in geography class, if geopolitics doesn't get in the way. So, which one surprised you most? Leave a comment, hit like if your country is older than color TV, and subscribe to GeoStat for more hilarious, data-packed world rankings every week. See you in the next video.